I now call the Iberia Parish Council meeting to order for March 27th, 2024. The current time now is 6:01. We'll have the prayer by Councilman Pellerin and the pledge by Mr. Richard Phillips. Councilman Pellerin.
Say the Lord's Prayer. In the Father, Son, and Holy Spirit.
Our Father who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. Amen.
Mr. Phillips.
Please face the flag and repeat after me. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Gentlemen. Moving on to roll call. Madam Clerk.
Tommy Pollard. Michael Landry. Marcus Broussard. Lloyd Brown. Warren Goshenson.
Here.
Natalie Broussard. Dustin Swear. James Trahan. Scott Ronsonet. Brock Pellerin. Brian Napier. Lady Fontanet Brown. Cayman Crapel. Chad Mathurin.
We have 13 members in a quorum. Moving on to council member announcements. Councilman Landry is recognized.
Yeah, just to pass on everyone, the Knights and Ladies of St. Peter Claver Council 63, along with St. Edward's Church, is having a Easter egg hunt Saturday from 12 to 3, and all the kids are invited. I'm good.
The gentleman from District 2 yields back. Anyone else, members? The gentlewoman from District 12 is recognized.
Saturday, Be the One to Help Someone organization, along with Senator Robert Allen, our state representative Marcus Bryant, and myself are hosting a egg expression, Easter egg painting for the kids. So the location is 1402 Martin Luther King Drive in General, Louisiana, and everyone is welcome to come and express yourself. I yield back.
The gentlewoman from District 12 yields back. Anyone else, members? Hearing and seeing none. I just want to let the public know that my daughter Eileen will be holding a lemonade stand on April 13th. Probably our biggest one so far. We're looking for a roadblock on 809 Broward, so please join us for a good cause, Angel Paws. It's going to be a very good day today. Bring your family, everything's free. If you would like to donate, it'll help our local shelter here in town, and we ask you to come and join us.
You ordered better weather this year.
I'm hoping, you're right, I'm hoping. All right, seeing no other requests for announcements by the council, we'll move on to the parish president. Mr. Reshort.
Thank you so much, Mr. Chairman.
You got it right tonight. All right.
And look, I said it really slow, so I wouldn't say Mr. President, right? Okay, I'm actually waiting.
For the screen to catch up. Okay, tonight I'm going to talk about the sewer district number 1. As part of the $3.1 million grant that was awarded from the U.S. Economic Development Administration, sewer district number 1 has issued the notice to proceed to Southern Contractors for the relocation of our 18-inch sewer force main from Tower Drive to the proposed Hanger Drive extension. This project is scheduled to be completed within 60 days. In reference to permit building and zoning, Jacob Weaver and Jimmy Landry, our permit planning and zoning, attended the annual conference in Lafayette for the Building Officials Association of Louisiana, where they were updated by the state fire marshal and International Code Council instructors on significant changes to our code book adopted by the state. The new laws are being passed for the requirements of roofing permits, and we look forward to keeping Iberia Parish strong and code compliance for future generations. This is a big deal for Iberia Parish. And in fact, I was on the phone yesterday, or day before yesterday, with the insurance commissioner, and the fortified roofs that they're talking about is a big deal for people, because your insurance can actually drop anywhere from 5 to 20%. So it's something we want to make sure that we're making people aware of in Iberia Parish. The next thing is meeting, Waste Connection. Today I had a meeting with James Gilbert of Waste Connection, Councilmember Mike Landry, Dexter Migaz, Bo Belanger, and Cindy Probus. We're looking at setting up the drop-off points that we've been talking about for quite some time at 3 locations: the old Public Works facility on Avery Island Road, Sugarino on Corporate Drive, and also the new Public Works facility on Old Spanish Trail. The goal is to set up those locations to collect bulky waste that people are throwing all over the place now, batteries, as well as provide better recycling. These locations will have cameras, and we're looking to start that very soon. In fact, today Bo went out and met with Dexter when the meeting was over, and with Jamie. So we're trying to get that done as quick as possible. The next thing is Bayou Teche debris removal project. The Bayou Teche debris removal project first phase is scheduled to be completed on April 19th. This is a major project for Iberia Parish. This project involves the Governor's Office, the Department of Transportation and Development, the Corps of Engineers, Iberia Parish, and other federal agencies. So this is a big deal for us. In fact, I will be having to come back to you guys later on with a few dollars that we may need to, that we're going to need to complete this particular project that we're doing. And I've spoke to the chairman about it. He's totally aware of what's going on, and we'll get back to you later on with that. Litter abatement on March 23rd, a total of 84 bags of trash, flooring, materials, fans, ties, TV, furniture, the whole 9 yards was collected in the area of Washington Avenue and Landry Drive. We're doing our best to continue to pick up as much litter as possible. And one of the things we talked about in the meeting with Waste Connection today and others that was in there, hopefully people are going to start to bring some of the stuff that they're throwing all over the parish to those drop-off points. It's a big deal. We need to have this, so we're going to start off with 3 locations again. Household Waste Day is scheduled for Saturday, April the 27th from 9 o'clock to 12 noon in the back parking lot of the courthouse. Remember, this day is also Election Day, April the 27th, so it's Household Waste Day from 9 to 12, but it's also Election Day, so we need to keep that in mind. As far as the library, on Tuesday, April the 2nd, from 1:30 to 2:30 p.m., in preparations for the April the 8th solar eclipse, the main library will host the astronomer who will be giving a talk on the eclipse and how they work. There will be a telescope viewing for the presentation to see sunspots. One day of the eclipse, it's a one-day deal for the eclipse at the main library. And they're also going to be handing out eclipse glasses while supplies last. Upcoming election. On April the 27th is the upcoming election. We've had town hall meetings right now in Laurelville, Lydia, and Coteau. We have our next town hall meeting at Grand Mary, in Grand Mary at Monami. That's going to be at 7304 Highway 90, East Jeanerette. That meeting is going to take place starting at 6 o'clock on April the 2nd. We had some very good town hall meetings. Thank you so much. We had some very good town hall meetings so far, and we're really getting a lot of questions from people. We have several renewables that you're aware of. The one tax, we have a new tax that's coming up, and that's the road tax. And we have been trying to explain to the people of Iberia Parish the importance of this particular tax. Of course, you know that we can't tell anyone to vote for a tax. We can only educate people on what's going on, and you'd be surprised. Well, the guys that's actually been to the meetings, you're hearing it. A lot of people don't understand what we have in this government and how money actually, the funds that we have, how they actually work. A lot of people think we have a dedicated road fund, and it just blows my mind because, and I think it may go back to many, many decades ago when they had the road royalty fund that was actually changed to the royalty fund back in the day, but there is no dedicated road fund that we have. And so we're really trying to work that without going too much. We try to educate as much as we can. Also on that ballot, we have the renewables, the renew taxes that we have to renew. It's critical. Today I had a coffee call it coffee conversation today from 2 to 4 at the Slyman, and we talked in detail about these taxes that need to be, these millages that need to be renewed. And one of the questions came out is, what happened if they don't get renewed? And I said, well, we would try to bring it back as quick as possible. But if they don't get renewed, we're talking about the health unit, the library, public buildings, and also drainage. If they don't get renewed, for some strange reason, people would decide that they're not going to vote for any of these things. How much money we have in the fund balance, that's how long you're going to have those services. Because you can't provide the services with no money. And I'm surprised that so many people, you know, I guess that's not what they do for a living, so maybe that's why they just don't get it or don't have that. But there's a lot of people that don't quite understand the way this government actually work. Also, I was surprised, if you guys noticed, I did something last weekend. I decided to put on Facebook where your sales tax dollars go. The 7.70 that we collect in sales tax. 4.45% of that goes to the state out of the 7.70. 2% of that goes to the school board. And of course, the school board have additional taxes and millages that they deal with, but that 2% of the sales tax goes to the school board. 0.25 goes to law enforcement. But of course, there are different millages and things that, of course, work with law enforcement. And the 1 cent or 1% out of that 7.70 goes to Iberia Parish. And the way it works is 0.25 goes to mosquito, 0.25 goes to recreation, and 0.50 goes to solid waste. That's what Iberia Parish managed from that 7.70. And you'll be surprised what happened when I did that. I don't want to laugh, but I read all kinds of things on Facebook talking about my mosquito truck don't pass this here, the airplane's not. I'm serious. I mean, it was just amazing. But you know what? I got some other things I'll be posting this weekend as well, because I want people to understand. We have been very transparent. I mean, we have on the website, probably seemed like a year after we got here, maybe not even that long. We started putting every quarter or every month, I think it's every quarter we update it, right, Kim? Every quarter we update everything that we've ever spent for that whole quarter on the website. I'm just surprised that people that actually, I don't want to use the words that you use. What do you call them, the people that get on the computer?
Keyboard warriors.
I don't want to use that word, keyboard warriors, but I'm just surprised that people don't do a little bit more research before they say things like that. But at the end of the day, we have some very serious things that's going to be on that ballot on April the 27th, and we need to do the best we can to educate the people on what it is that they're voting for. And that's simply what I'm trying to do. And again, the next meeting is going to be in Grand Mary on April the 2nd at 6 o'clock at Monami. And the
councilmen are involved in that?
is going to, that's actually, did you set that one up?
First I hear about it.
Well, that must have come from Eugene Olivier. And I thought you and Eugene was working out together. Anyway, is in the parish, so we want to make sure we get that done.
Oh, so there's no, okay.
No, hopefully,
No, but there's no councilmen involved in that one?
y'all come to all of them.
No, but you know how most of the time it's been.
Oh, okay,
2 or
I
3
don't know,
councilmen?
I don't know.
Yeah. But I know Brock, we just, I guess so. So Brock, I know, just did one last week. We did two,
Chad
2 weeks ago. Chad did his last week, and in Koto, Brock did his 2 weeks ago. But at any rate, so hopefully we do what we've always been doing, try to get all of the council members there, because it's very important that we show a very united front on what we're trying to educate the people with.
April the 2nd.
April the 2nd. And the last thing I have here is, guys, we did the website. So just remember to visit the website, the new website that we did. And if you have anything that you think need to be changed on the website, just let us know and we'll try to make the changes that we have. And that's it, Mr. Chairman.
Members, at this time, are there any questions for the parish president? We do have one from the gentleman from District 2 is recognized.
Yeah,
just kind of piggybacking off Larry, see, we was in Koto the other night.
I think 90% of those people didn't know. They thought the gas tax from the state was coming back to us for roads. So, and I know Warren and Brian was there, and
Brock was there.
Brock and Marcus.
Marcus.
You know, it's
Chad.
the public, yeah, Chad.
I think Chad was
said
there.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, he
Chad
was
was there.
introduced
That's
everybody. But just, I think the whole public, and I've talked to people on the phone. We got one tentatively scheduled for the 11th. So if we can get anybody there, we're gonna try to have it at one of the schools. So we're gonna, people need to know what they're voting for and how, and where their money go, because a lot of them don't.
Well, if I can, I really like I like when we have these town halls because we have council members there.
We must have had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, maybe 8 council members there at the last one we did in Koto, and it means a lot because people see. Now, don't get me wrong. I know y'all not going to be able to hit every one of them. I mean, everybody got responsibilities, but it helps. It helps because the ones that didn't attend the one in Koto attended the one in Floraville or whatever. So it really helps to let the constituents know that we're trying to educate them on what we're doing, and that's it for me, Mr. Chairman.
the gentleman from District 2 yields back. The gentleman from District 10 is recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Mr. President, the bulky weight drop-off areas y'all talking about, are we looking at a time schedule, or is this gonna be a 24-hour deal?
Oh, no, we want it to be open.
Open 24 hours a day.
All right, because I did have a constituent, and Gene helped me out on it, that had some trees that they put at the road, but they wouldn't pick it up because they had a power line in the way or whatever, but Gene then helped me out and picked it up.
So
But
wait-
they had asked me about a parish dump.
And we-
The parish dump that we have don't take that type of stuff.
Yeah.
But I can tell y'all a little bit since you brought it up, Brock. What we're looking at doing at those 3 sites is having bins. Very similar to what we've seen in North Louisiana when we take a look at the sites in North Louisiana. We're gonna have a site, a bin, either gonna be turned around to where you can where they can open the door per se, walk in and just start stacking stuff from the front, or whatever the case, and just fill it up, coming to the back, or you can throw yourself on top of it, on top of the bin. One of the big things that we don't have that I wish we had is, I wish we had like a dock type setup where a person can drive their truck, back it up to it, and just push everything in. We're not there right now, so I can't do that. But it's so important. We need to get started now. We can't wait until we get ourselves to where we can set up that type of stuff. I was looking to have these facilities where it would be all concrete. When you would drive in there, you're driving your vehicle on all concrete. We're not doing that. Currently, the locations that we have picked, they have limestones all over the area, and the garbage trucks currently go there. It's not creating any ruts or anything like that. So we're going to use the limestone and just drive at those locations and get everything. But we're looking for people to start dropping off those mattresses that they're throwing all along the street, and those sofas and all of those things. And our conversation was brought up today. But what about tires? Well, we're going to put a sign that say you can bring up to 5 tires a day at Public Works and do that. But I will be directly honest with y'all, and maybe I shouldn't say this on live, but I sure would prefer picking up tires in an area than going all over these ditches trying to get Public Works to go there. The thing we try to do when it comes to a tire, we try to know who's bringing them to Public Works. So you got to show your driver's license, and you have to only give 5 tires, and that's great. But at the end of the day, those that's not doing that, they're throwing 50 tires away, and they end up in cane fields and all in the ditches and things like that. So now we got Public Works people going out and getting in the ditch, pulling them out, getting your grabbers, and it creates a little problem. So we're trying to at least start with these 3 locations, and we'll see where we take it from there. So thank you all. Mr. Chairman, I'm longer than, I told you,
I know you
but
told me
people
2
are,
minutes.
people are asking questions.
Councilman Pellerin, you finished? The gentleman yields back. Hearing and seeing no other questions, moving on to public comments. I need a motion to go into public comments. I have that motion by Councilman Rossini, second by Councilman Broussard. Vote your machines to go into public comments. Hold on 1 second, man. All right, let's do it now. That motion carries unanimously. We're now into public comments. Number 1, comments from the general public on agenda items. We have item A, Madam Clerk.
Mr. Troy Como to announce his candidacy for New Iberia City Council District 3.
Mr. Como, if you could just state your name and address for the record, please.
Good afternoon. I'm not back. I'm just visiting. My name is Troy Como. I live at 1609 Southwood Drive, City of New Iberia. So good afternoon, everyone. I just wanted to visit with you a few minutes tonight and share with you that after much prayer and consideration, my wife and I have decided that that I would be running for City Council District 3 in the fall. So I've been involved in our community for a long, long time, as young as I can remember, riding a bike to serve at Our Lady Perpetual Help Church for Mass, and on through my adult life with youth sports, volunteering, City of New Iberia Recreation Department, and on to my most recent service was here in this chamber for 8 years. And I'm not sure if it's a blessing or a curse, but my father, Mr. Caesar Como, blessed me with the curse to want to be involved. And after taking some time off and getting some rest, catching up on some rest and some recent success with a land development, we decided that it's time to get back again. So that I'll be entering the race for city council in my district. So I'm looking forward to serving the community and joining forces with you ladies and gentlemen in any way I can to make Iberia Parish a better place to live and play.
Members, are there any questions for Mr. Como?
Good luck.
Hearing and seeing none. Thank you for coming back and good luck in your
Absolutely.
race.
And good luck to all of you.
Good to see
Happy
you.
Easter.
Moving on to number 2, Madam Clerk.
Persons being considered for the appointment to parish boards, commissions to address the council.
We do have one request, is for an appointment on item number 52 by Ms. Maggie F. Daniels. Ms. Daniels, if you can just state, again, members, just for clarification, that's for the Mosquito Abatement Board. If you could just state your name and address for the record. Welcome back, Ms. Daniels.
Good afternoon. My name is Maggie Daniels, and I reside at 309 Emory Lewis Avenue here in New Iberia, and I vote for District Number 1. I am asking you all to consider me for that position, the Mosquito Abatement Board. My experience with that is when the project initially started, it was myself, a couple of council members, and a former parish president that was actually in Jefferson Parish. We left from there to come straight back to New Iberia because we had to prepare for everybody coming back from New Orleans for Hurricane Katrina. But we visit the plant so we could look at to see if New Iberia Parish was prepared for that program. And I'm happy to say that I was a part of that and how it grew, how it has grown from then to now. I never thought we would have our own plane. We went from renting some airplane to spraying to owning their own. So I would like to render my service, whatever I can do for this program. Thank you.
Members, are there any questions for Ms. Daniels? Hearing and seeing none, Ms. Daniels, thank you for wanting to serve your community. We appreciate it. Seeing no other,
I just wanted to say, good luck, and, Maggie.
We worked a long time together as council members. You were one of the initial members of getting this thing started, and I wish the council, consider it like everyone else.
hearing and seeing no other requests for appointments, I need a motion to go back into regular session. I have that motion by Councilman Broussard, second by Councilman Trahan. Vote your machines to go back into regular session, members. That motion carries unanimously. We're now back into regular session, moving on to community events and public service announcements. There is none. Reports from finance or administrative actions, there is none. Reports from parish or other governmental agencies, there is none. Moving on to Public Works Report, number 1, Madam Clerk.
Public Works Department report for closed work orders dated February 14th, 2024 through March 12th, 2024.
Members, you should have received that by email. Moving on to special business, there is none. Moving on to consent agenda items for public hearing and adoption, we have the minutes of regular meeting of March 13, 2024. Summary number 43, introduced by the parish president. Madam Clerk.
A resolution amending 2024 Road District Number 10, fund budget in the net amount of $42,541 for the following purchases and projects. Number 1, $42,541 for a vehicle purchase that is delayed due to lack of inventory. Number 2, $39,723 for ARPA road repair work. Number 3, $255,396 for ARPA Mullins Road Bridge Project. And number 4, $520,689 for ARPA Vita Sharp Bridge Project, with said adjustment having no effect on fund budget.
Summary number 44, introduced by the parish president.
A resolution amending the 2024 Public Building Maintenance Fund budget in the net amount of $28,860 to provide for carryover of funding for sheriff building repairs and correction of grant project funding for the evacuation center.
Summary number 45, introduced by the parish president.
A resolution amending the 2024 royalty fund budget in the net amount of $685,799 for the following projects. 1, to carry over federal funding in the amount of $308,000 for Bayou Park Purdue Drainage Grant Project. Number 2, to carry over GOMESA funding in the amount of $436,950 for the Jefferson Canal Project. Number 3, to carry over GOMESA funding in the amount of $55,000 for Hydro Restoration Project. Number 4, to carry over GOMESA funding in the amount of $24,100 for the Little Valley Project. Number 5, to carry over GOMESA funding in the amount of $7,910 for the George Lanson Project. Number 6, to carry over GOMESA funding in the amount of $7,910 for the Rutten Reel Project. Number 7, to carry over GOMESA funding in the amount of $27,450 for the Stumpy Bayou Project. Number 8, to carry over state CPRA funding in the amount of $4,316,024 for various projects. And number 9, to carry over correct unspent GOMESA funding in the amount of $126,479 for various approved projects.
Summary number 46, introduced by Sewer District number 1.
A resolution amending the 2024 Sewer District Number 1 fund budget in the amount of $74,850 to correct carryover of project funding for engineering services and contract payments for ARPA WSG generator project and related revenues, and to carry over expenditure funding for dump truck.
Summary number 47, introduced by Airport Authority.
A resolution amending the 2024 Airport Authority fund budget in the net amount of $289,027 for the following projects purchases. 1, to carry over federal funding in the amount of $56,294 for Rehab North GA Taxiway Reconstruct Connector Project. Number 2, to correct state FPNC, the local match funding in the amount of $113,989 for Hangar 88 project. Number 3, to carry over state funding in the amount of $6,255 for Rehab North GA Taxiway Reconstruct Connector project. And number 4, to carry over expenditures in the amount of $175,038 for truck and tractor purchases that were received in 2024.
Do I have a motion, members, to open consent agenda items? I have a motion by Councilman Landry, second by Councilman Crepel. Councilman Landry.
Waive.
Councilman Crepel. Councilman Pellerin. At this time, members, is there any Motion on the floor to remove a consent agenda item. Hearing and seeing none, vote your machines on final adoption of the consent agenda item as publicized. That motion carries unanimously. Moving on to ordinances introduced for public hearing and adoption, we have none. Resolutions introduced for public hearing and adoption, we have summary number 48, introduced by the clerk of the council.
A resolution acknowledging the appointment of one member to the Spanish Lake State Game and Fishing Preserve Commission, representing St. Martin Parish for a 4-year term to fill a vacancy created by the expiration of the term for Mr. Danny Bio, whose term expired February 6, 2024. Applications of interest on file for Mr. Curtis Tozan.
Members, Madam Clerk, did Mr. Chris Tozan come before us?
He has not.
Okay, I do have a question also. Mr. Tozan, does he serve on the St. Martin Parish Council? It's not the same guy?
As regards the rule for applicants to address the Iberia Parish Council, I looked up this board. It's a state-created board. Within the enacting statute, it states that St. Martin Parish Council is allowed to appoint somebody. Well, actually, I think it's 2. I'd have to look it up again. And then the balance of the rest of the appointees are by Iberia Parish Council. So technically, Mr. Tozan is not violating our charter or our ordinances by not addressing the council.
I want to clarify again. The clerk said yes, Mr. Richard said no. Is Mr. Tozan on the St. Martin Parish Council?
Yes, he is.
Okay, then does that not limit him being an elected official serving on the state board?
So that also depends on the type of board. There's restrictions on dual office holding, but there's sort of a matrix that you look at, the type of board position.
Okay.
The different entities that are involved, whether there's compensation or no compensation, it can get pretty complicated pretty quick. But just to keep in consideration that the Spanish Lake Commission or board is mostly advisory in nature. Most of the responsibilities have been transferred to the state. However, they still are responsible for maintaining the recreational areas and charging a small admission fee.
Okay.
I have a question. Look, I don't know who we're talking about on the St. Martin Parish Council, but
Is it going to be an issue with that councilman? Because we receive dollars from St. Martin to help us at that facility. So can he vote on that and can he vote on that as a parish councilman and serve on the board as well?
So I don't know the answer to your question. Whenever you have dual office issues, you also have to look at ethics issues. So, like I said, it can get pretty complicated pretty quick. You're not being asked to approve or disapprove. Seeing as state law provides that St. Martin has appointed him.
So what are we doing here, ratifying?
You're acknowledging, and this is mostly for these types of boards, this is for the purpose of us having an actual record of who's on these boards. Most of our boards are created by Iberia Parish government, and you guys can, have abolished the board or control the board, but that's not necessarily the case in every instance.
We'll go ahead and open up the main motion and then see if there's some council members want to discuss. Do I have a motion, members? I have a motion by Councilman Landry, second by Councilwoman Broussard. Councilman Landry on discussion.
I'm also, and I know we're acknowledging it, but I would have problems with him serving as a councilman and he's on that board.
I do want to say with the clerk, if you can go ahead and just inform the council.
I was informed by the clerk of the council for St. Martin Parish that both Chris Tozan and Carla Jean-Baptiste, she's on the next, under number 49. They only serve on the Spanish Lake Committee. They do not vote, is what I was informed.
Okay. I just wanted
They're not
to,
voting
just in case that was one of
Yeah,
your
I'm
questions.
good. And we only acknowledging it. We're not voting on to move it forward.
Well,
Yeah.
Mr. Ian, as long as you okay with it, I guess I am. I mean, that's the only thing I was kind of concerned about.
So based off the facts that I'm aware of, at this point in time, you guys are not sticking your neck out in any
Okay.
way by, we're maintaining a record of who's appointed by doing these acknowledgements. We don't necessarily have to acknowledge who's appointed. We just have done historically because the clerk of the council's been the only person who knows everyone who's on the boards and commissions.
Makes sense. Okay, Councilman Landry?
I'm good.
The gentleman from District 2 yields back. Anyone else on discussion, members? Hearing and seeing none. Vote your machines on final adoption, summary number 48. That motion carries unanimously. Moving on to summary number 49, introduced by the clerk of the council.
A resolution acknowledging the appointment of one member to the Spanish Lake State Game and Fishing Preserve Commission representing St. Martin Parish for a four-year term to fill a vacancy created by the expiration term of Mr. Carol Delahousie, whose term expired February 3rd, 2020. Applications of interest on file from Ms. Carla Jean-Baptiste.
Do I have a motion, members? Have a motion by Councilman Broussard, second by Councilman Pellerin. The gentleman from District 3 is recognized. Gentleman from District 10. Any main motion discussion, members? Hearing and seeing none. Vote your machines on final adoption, summary number 49. Summary number 49. That motion carries unanimously. Moving on to summary number 50, introduced by the clerk of the council.
A resolution appointing one member to the Lydia Veterans Memorial Building Advisory for a 5-year term to fill a vacancy which term expires October 1st, 2026. Applications of interest on file, Mr. Marcus J. Boudreaux.
And Mr. Boudreaux did address us at the last meeting, members. I have a motion on the floor by Councilman Swear, second by Councilman Broussard. Councilman Swear.
Just thanks for putting your name up to serve. I really appreciate it. We all do this for the
The gentleman from District 7 yields back. Gentleman from District 3 is recognized.
Same thing, Mr. Marcus. Thank you, Bubba.
I echo the same thing. Marcus is always available in the community, always helping with different veteran events, so we appreciate his service to the community. Seeing and hearing no other announcements, members, vote your machines on summary number 50 on final adoption.
Keep wearing that Screaming Eagle, man.
Councilman Broussard? I know you support him. Got to vote for him. That motion carries unanimously. Moving on to summary number 51, introduced by the clerk of the council.
A resolution appointing one member to the Iberia Parish Library Board of Control for a 5-year term to fill a vacancy created by the expiration of Mr. Mark Delahousie Jr., whose term expired August 23rd, 2028. Applications of interest on file, Mr. Jace Dugas.
Just for the record, members, Mr. Dugas did address us at the last meeting. I have a motion on the floor by Councilman Pellerin, second by Councilman Broussard. Councilman Pellerin?
Yes, everyone's seen Mr. Dugal last meeting, and I think he's very knowledgeable on the direction we want, trying to get the library to go. So I hope everyone considers him.
The gentleman from District 10 yields back. The gentleman from District 3 is recognized.
I concur. Mr. Jace isn't here, but we thank him for stepping up and filling that spot.
Man, that left side of the table is working it tonight, man. Proud of y'all.
We in a race.
Gentleman from District 3 yields back. Hearing and seeing no other discussion, vote your machines on summary 51 for final adoption, members. That motion carries unanimously. Moving on to summary number 52, introduced by Mr. Lloyd Brown of District 4.
A resolution appointing one member to the Iberia Parish Mosquito Abatement District representing the accounting community for a free 3-year term to fill a vacancy created by the expired term of January 25th, 2023. Applicants of interest, Ms. Maggie Daniels.
I have a motion on the floor by Councilman Brown, second by Councilman Landry. Councilman Brown? Councilman Landry?
Yes, thank you.
For wanting to serve. I'm good.
Any other main motion discussion, members? We do have one by Councilman Pellerin, is
I
recognized.
just got a question on it. It says representing the accounting community. Is Miss Maggie tied in with the accounting community?
That's a good question.
Miss Maggie, can you come to the mic?
I am an administrative secretary.
Miss Daniels, I hate to cut you off. If you don't mind going to the mic, just for,
My voice is raspy.
it sounds good. Sound perfect, Miss Daniels.
Okay, I'm an administrative secretary at New Iberia Senior High. I've been there for 18 years. I work for the principals, all the administrators, and the teachers as well.
Thank you.
So,
Good.
The gentleman from District 10 yields back. Anyone else on the main motion discussion, members? Hearing and seeing none, vote your machines on final adoption on summary number 52, members. That motion carries unanimously. Congratulations, Ms. Daniels. Moving on to summary number 53, introduced by the parish president.
A resolution amending the 2024 Economic Development District Number 1 fund budget in the net amount of $61,665 for the following project carryovers and corrections. Number 1, Lewis Street widening, $3,091. Number 2, Lobby Bridge, $12,737. Number 3, IEDA Capital Outlay Match, $77,493. And number 4, ARA Access Road, $29,259.
Do I have a motion on the floor, members? Have a motion on the floor by Councilman Landry. Do I have a second? Second by Councilman Rawson. Councilman Landry.
Waive.
Councilman Rawson. Any main motion discussion, members? Hearing and seeing none, vote your machines on final adoption, summary number 53. Councilman Brown? That motion carries unanimously. Moving on to summary number 54, introduced by Lady Fontenot Brown of District 12.
A resolution initiating an estimate for the necessary repairs to the Jeanerette Veterans Memorial Building Number 2, located at 1603 Martin Luther King Drive, Jeanerette, Louisiana, due to the significance of the building repairs, which is crucial to maintain its integrity and historical value.
Do I have a motion? Have a motion by Councilman Brown, second by Councilman Landry. Councilman Brown. Okay. Mr. Brown waives. Councilman Landry.
I waive to,
Councilman Landry waives. Any discussion on the main motion, members? Ms. Brown? You didn't. If you want to, hold on, wait, I'm sorry, Ms. Brown. Go ahead and press your button, and I'll get you on next. Councilman Swear is recognized.
She can go before me if she like.
Okay, what I'll do is, if you want to come back, press your button after I relinquish, and then we'll come back to you. The gentle lady from District 12 is recognized.
Okay, so, currently, the building is in dire need of cosmetic repairs. The walls need to be, they definitely need to be repaired, but I think pretty much it's for cosmetic repairs, cosmetic improvements. I yield back.
Okay, I do have just a clarification from you while you have the floor. All you're asking tonight is to have the administration go out to request an estimate.
Right.
You're not asking for monetary
No.
or any in exchange tonight. Okay. The gentlewoman from District 12 yields back. The gentleman from District 7 is recognized.
Yeah, Mr. Gotchstein, you asked the question pretty much, but are we gonna see these numbers come back to us?
Certainly, they'll need
We're gonna-
they need a
okay.
line item adjustment.
That's my main concern. I mean, look, I get it, the repairs need to be done. Cosmetic repairs can get costly as well, so like the rest of y'all, I'd like to see the numbers and we'll go from there.
Yeah, just again to say that there's no appropriations tied to the summary. It's just to ask for the administration to go off an estimate.
Okay, thank you.
The gentleman from District 7 yields back. Anyone else on the main motion? Hearing and seeing none, vote your machines on final adoption, summary number 54. That motion carries unanimously. Moving on to summary number 55, introduced by the parish president.
A resolution authorizing the parish president to make a recommendation to the Louisiana Board of Commerce and Industry that Iberia Parish government defers to the board on any decision or action for noncompliance by Bagwell Energy Services Incorporated for the Industrial Tax Exemption Program contracts number 201-80323-A-ITE and number 201-803-23-B-ITE for the budget years of 2021 and 2022.
Do have a motion, members. I have a motion by Councilman Napier and a second by Councilman Trahan. Councilman Napier on discussion.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. So I know we allowing the parish president, we deferring to let the government
Defer the board to make a decision.
to
The
make that
Louisiana
decision.
Board of
The
Commerce.
board, yeah, thank you. after the meeting, I did talk to the two gentlemen, and I see one of them in the back there, to, you know, I understand, you know, the situation they in, and we feel terrible, at least I feel terrible for for what they going through. And I know we're gonna let the board, make that decision. But I also offered to initiate anything that I could bring to the council that might help them because we know they coming back, you know, because of their situation. I did receive an email, it was at my desk here when I got here, from Mr. Rango, who's the other guy that was here. And I didn't get to read it yet, but I'm gonna read it and I'll share it with y'all. And I'm just saying, if we could help them to adjust, I don't know, and maybe Ian might have to help us out, to further, you know, as we go along, to help them to meet those goals, or if we could lower those goals, I don't know. But I'm willing to, as representative of parish government, to help one of our businesses that has been a stronghold in Iberia Parish. And I'm here to tell you, I'm gonna look at this. I'm gonna call Mr. Rango, and hopefully we can come to something that can help y'all in the future. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Yeah, I just want to say for the record too, I mean, a lot of different things have developed since the first time we've seen them. You've seen probably a couple of weeks ago the governor's executive order, so I'm not sure how a lot of this stuff's going to play out with the Commerce Board, but I do appreciate you doing that and reaching out to them. You know, there's always been a representative here to come and see us, and so we appreciate y'all being here. The gentleman from District 11 yields back. The gentleman from District 8 is recognized.
Yeah, I just want to, I guess, say what I think we said last time, is that no matter, basically, whatever A, B, C, or D would have did last time, it all comes basically back to Louisiana Board of Commerce, right? So,
correct.
No matter what we did, it's still gonna go to them, so I might as well cut out, I call it the middleman, and send it straight to them and let them do their job.
That's what we do.
Yep.
The gentleman from District 8 yields back. Anyone else, members on main motion discussion? Hearing and seeing none, vote your machines on final adoption, summary number 55. Councilman Landry? That motion carries unanimously. Moving on to summary number 56, introduced by our Regional Planning Commission.
A resolution granting preliminary and final plat approval to the subdivision of property belonging to Christian Brackett and Jason Brackett, located on Coto Holmes Road in District 9, to subdivide 16.652 acres of property into 2 lots for residential use. Subject to compliance with Planning Commission Staff Report PC 2024-002, all is reviewed and recommended by the Iberia Parish Regional Planning Commission.
Do I have a motion? Have a motion by Councilman Rawsonay, second by Councilman Pellerin. Councilman Rawsonay.
You want to come just real quick?
Mr. Weaver, next meeting, if you want to just sit close to the mic or right on the side. I know you like to
It's just one tonight.
exercise a lot. If you could just state your name and title for the record, please.
Jacob Weaver, building official, Iberia Parish Permits Planning and Zoning. So this is just a regular plat, just because of the size it constituted to go to Planning Commission. It's just a 16-acre tract we separated in 2 for a residential lot. All parish ordinances have been met. Good to go.
Everybody does it to you, so I wanted to do it too.
No, please. I like to come talk to y'all.
Mr. Director Weaver, I was going to say that. Mr. Rawsonay, anytime there's a development in District 9, he just likes to hear it. Likes for you to say that.
You know, if you go through the permit office,
We got another one
there's a
coming
lot
up.
of District 9 in there, so it's good to talk about.
The gentleman
That's
from
all family land, so.
the gentleman from District 9 yields back. The gentleman from District 10 is recognized.
Come from the planning commission with approval, I'm good.
Okay. Hearing and seeing no other discussion, members, vote your machines on final adoption in summary 56. That motion carries unanimously. Thank you for being here, Director. Moving on to summary number 57, introduced by Brian P. Napier, District 11.
A resolution amending the 2024 general fund budget in the amount of $15,000 for advertisement to be used to educate the community on the upcoming special election scheduled on Saturday, April 27th, 2024, for millages on parish-wide propositions and public health units, public buildings, drainage facilities, public libraries, as well as a sales tax district number 1. Proposition for constructing, improving, and maintaining road and streets within the district, improving, all to be funded from elections expense. A motion to suspend the rules will be needed, and this item was not considered by the joint.
Members, do I have a motion to suspend the rules? I have that by Councilman Napier, second by Councilman Landry. Vote your machines on suspension of the rules for summary number 57, members. That motion carries unanimously. I need a motion to open up summary number 57. I have that motion by Councilman Napier, second by Councilman Tron. Councilman Napier.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. So I guess this,
I'm sorry, hold on one second. I
oh,
apologize.
cut me off like that.
I'm gonna try one more time for you. Anybody else that pressed your buttons, we lost y'all during a roll call vote. Councilman Napier is recognized.
Who we voting on? Oh.
No. Go ahead.
Oh, okay. And what I was gonna say is, I guess a small price to pay for, to educate, to do what we gotta do. We this far in, I think that's a small, amount to ask for, to make sure that we hit the finish line and we win, right, Mr. Richo?
And try to educate the people, yeah.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Chairman.
And just let the record reflect, though, that this has been already budgeted in the line item in elections. We're just moving into the advertisement out of the general fund. All right, the gentleman from District 11 yields back. The gentleman from District 10 is recognized.
Yeah, I just want to let everybody know I'm a no vote on this. Nothing against what y'all doing. I just don't like the idea of spending the money to educate the people, to ask them for more taxes. The town halls are working. I encourage all the council members, to show up to the town halls. They are working. It costs nothing for the town halls. Just want to explain my no vote.
The gentleman from District 10 yields back. The gentleman from District 8 is recognized.
Yeah, I just second, this from Mr. Napier, and after his knowledge and wisdom was said, I'll have to wait.
The gentleman from District 8 yields back. Hearing and seeing no other main motion discussion, members, vote your machines on final adoption on summary number 57, members. Final adoption on summary 57. That motion carries with Councilman Pellerin in opposition. Members, we do have a request for an expansion tonight. Number 1, discuss and consider a motion to expand the agenda to discuss and consider the following items. Summary number 40, introduced by the parish president. Madam Clerk.
A resolution authorizing participation in the Acadiana Watershed District as codified by the Louisiana Act 323 and designating Acadiana Planning Commission as the Office of the Acadiana's Watersheds Business Operations, as well as the public fiscal agent and administering body to conduct daily operations. The purpose of this expansion is to amend the language in said resolution to remove and administering body to conduct daily operations. A motion to suspend the rules is needed as an item was not considered by the joint committee.
I'll need a motion to go into public hearing. I have that motion by Councilman Brown, second by Councilman Landry. Vote your machines, members, to go into public hearing. That motion carries unanimously. We're now in public hearing. At this time, is there anyone in the general audience that would like to address summary number 40? Hearing and seeing none, I'll need a motion to go back into regular session. I have that motion by Councilman Napier, second by Councilman Landry. Vote your machines to go back into regular session, members. That motion carries unanimously. Now, moving on to expand the agenda. I need a motion to expand. Have a motion by Councilman Corpel, second by Councilman Swear. Vote your machines on expansion, members. Hold on one second. All right, let's try it again. Vote your machines, members. That motion carries unanimously. We now expanded the agenda. I need a motion to suspend the rules. Again, let me stop for a second. We don't need to suspend the rules. This did go to committee. We're just doing an expansion, so I don't need to suspend the rules. All we're doing is amending what was already passed. I need a motion to open. I have a motion by Councilman Landry, second by Councilman Tron. Councilman Landry.
Waive.
Councilman Tron. I'm coming to you, Mr. Napier. Telling me please wait. Councilman Napier.
Okay, I'd like to amend the language to remove and administrative body to conduct daily operations.
I have a motion on the floor to amendment by Councilman Napier. Is that okay with the second by Councilman Brown? Okay. Any discussion, members, on the Napier amendment? Hearing and seeing none, vote your machines on the amendment, members, to amend the language. That motion carries unanimously. Going back to the main motion, summary number 40 with the amendment. Is there any discussion? Hearing and seeing none, vote your machines for final adoption. Summary number 40 with the amendment. That motion passes. That motion carries unanimously. Just to remind the general public that our next meeting is April 10th, and that we still have adjudicated properties still available on our website through Civic Source. And please join our website to take the stormwater survey as it's still available. I have the first motion of the night by Councilwoman Broussard to adjourn. Do I have a second?
Yeah.
Second by Councilman Pellerin. Vote your machines on adjournment, members. That motion carries unanimously. This meeting is adjourned.